All right. Hello out there, YouTube. Fix the camera. Go this way. Yeah. Yep. Beep, 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 beep. Yep. There we go. All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is DevonDunn here. I am the Average Gaming Dad. Sit up here a little bit. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am having a great day, and I'm excited to be back. Back? Holy cow. English is hard. Excited to be back on MLB The Show White Sox franchise. Let me just get the stream quickly pulled up on my phone so we can monitor the chat. Quickly pulled up. There we go. All right. So we got the season underway here in the year 2029, coming off a World Series victory, looking to kind of establish ourselves as like a dominant force here in the late 2020s and into the 2030s. Team got better in the offseason. We made some additions, some trades, which we covered in the last episode. But right now, I think we're not doing bad, right? We're slightly above 500. We're in a very competitive division, of which we are currently in second place behind the Minnesota Twins. We're 6-4 in our last 10, so we're not in a bad spot. But right now, I think, as the title suggests, we are looking for that spark. Our pitching right now is actually doing really well. John Means continues to be fantastic at the ripe old age of 35, pitching to a 2.77 ERA and a 107 WHIP. Just phenomenal. Bryce Wilson's good. Drew Thorpe is good. Jake Eder is shockingly good and just continues to get better. I never thought he would be a long-term piece for us, but yet here we are. Jonathan Cannon has been a bit disappointing. Noah Schultz is looking good, so we might, swap them out. Comparable innings, and I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So Noah Schultz is going to come in for Cannon. Cannon's going to be long relief, and then Jairo Iriarte in his rookie campaign as a long reliever is not looking so hot, but it's also 2 1/3 inning, so very small sample size. The rest of the bullpen is doing fine. The spark that we need is really in our offense. If we go to the team rankings as it pertains to, some of the more prominent offensive stats, team batting average is middle of the pack, just below halfway to the rest of the league at 18th, only combined 240. About the same in runs. We are currently ranked 18th with 158 runs. 16th in hits is the power. We're 23rd in home runs, only 38. Our current leader is Kyle Teal with 5 and Roman Anthony with 4, which is kind of surprising because he doesn't really have the power stats, but nevertheless, there he is. RBIs, we are 19th, and our slugging percentage is actually even farther down the board at 23rd in the league at a mere 377. On base, similar, 24th at 300. So we're not really getting on base as much as we should. We're not really slugging. Contact is okay, but not stats that you're likely going to see to make another run at, or at least not a real, true competitive run at the World Series. Again, obviously, it's very hard to go back-to-back in World Series. Obviously, though, that's what we're trying to do every year. And so, yeah, let's get into some games. It's kind of just where we're at. We're in the month of May, so we got a couple weeks left here. Of course, we'll dive into our scouting as we do every week. And then June, typically, we player lock with some of our top prospects. So we'll be doing that. And then maybe if we have enough time, we might get all the way to the MLB draft. We'll just kind of see where it takes us. But I wanted to start today with this Saturday game in the second of a 3-game series at Pittsburgh, facing the deadly Paul Skeens. Obviously, one of the most dominant pitchers in real life. We're a few years into the game, so I'm sure he's just gotten even better. And without further ado, let's sim this first game, which we win 5-1, and it's going to be John Means versus Paul Skeens. What a battle. Two of the best pitchers in the league. Look at that. Paul Skeens, 5-2 record, 2.36 ERA compared to John Means, only a 1-1 record and a 2.77 ERA. This should be a really good game. I expect not a lot of runs to be scored, but we will see. The Pirates' ERA as a team is slightly better. So we'll just kind of see which team basically can get at the starters or get to the bullpen the fastest. I don't like playing in the rain. So we're just going to go to overcast. John Means on the mound. Garrett Hampson, pretty tired. So why don't we swap him out for, I think we'll switch him for Colson Montgomery at short, and then we will sub in at third base. I guess Brian Ramos. He is cold, but third base is his primary position. So we'll put him in there. Actually, we might have him at first. So let's switch Villar. He's just a better defender. So we'll put him at the hot corner. We'll put Brian Ramos at first. And I think that's it. Stone Garrett's a little tired, but our other prospects are... I guess we could put in Henry Davis. He plays right field. Or Azokar. Let's do Azokar. Give him a shot. Give Stone Garrett a little bit of rest. Plus Stone Garrett's cold. That works well enough for me. All right. Let's hop in and see what we can do. So we got some backups in. But let's see what we got. They got Orlando Arcia playing short today, who has a hitting average of 0. So either he has just had a terrible time at the plate, or maybe just seeing his first major league at-bats. We'll see once we get to him. Storyline of the day, John Means, dominant as late. We paid him $24 million, gave him the qualifying offer in the offseason. 3 starts so far, 17 and a third, 1.04 ERA, and a .75 whip in his last 3 starts. Unbelievable numbers. All right. There is Paul Skeens. Strikeout rate 21%. Seems a bit low. He is a 96 overall at only 26 years of age. Absolutely filthy stuff. 4-seamer, sinker, curveball, sweeper, slider. Actually does not simulate well, apparently. If we go back to this first year that we started the franchise, he has not really posted a true dominant ERA that you would expect. Last year, not bad, but still not great. Looks like he's actually having a career year right now. So what better time to face him than now? Let's see what we can do. We got Brian Ramos. A little bit of a hanging curveball. Ramos spits on it. Another curveball on the black. Skeens does not get the call. All right. Fastball low. Ramos so far putting together a nice patient at bat. Has yet to take the bat off the shoulder though.
3-1.
Sweeper misses. And we might just be taken all the way. Not really a hard pitch to lay off. Brian Ramos gets a 5-pitch walk to start the game. We'll take that. Next up, it's Ollie. Good sinker there. I thought that was going to be a fastball right down the middle. Ended up being a sinker that we're very early on 95. There's a triple digits fastball, middle of the plate and up. Oliver pops up. One down. Not a bad pitch to take a rip at. We get a sinker away. Jazz puts a decent swing into it, but opposite field, too high. And that is a quick out, number 2. Thing is that Jazz excels. He has the quirk of he hits like first pitch fastballs or something like that more effectively.
Runner.
And Villar puts this one on the ground. Can't leg it out though. Good defense from second there. Nico Horner with the play. Diving grab. And able to get on his feet and make the throw to first. So we leave a man stranded. And now we're going to see what John Means can do. We did up the difficulty on our pitching. No pitching slider changes. We are playing on legend difficulty. And so far, John Means cannot find the strike zone. Get a strike there as Nico Horner takes a fastball. Little dribbler to Montgomery, getting the start today at short.
You're out.
Garrett Hampson is getting up there a little bit in age. Still incredibly good defensively. Still has a good bat, but you got to think eventually that's probably going to be the starting spot for Colson Montgomery. As we get ahead against Nick York, player I'm not familiar with. Let's see. He was a first-round pick back in 2020. Utility player, good defense, decent bat. But I don't think anyone that got to be super worried about. And right on cue, John Means gets a strikeout looking, his first. I think it's interesting. We actually, when we player lock with Means or are pitching in user games with Means, we tend to actually get quite a few strikeouts. That's not really his game, as Villar makes a great snag there. That's why I moved him to the hot corner. But he's just so good at generating soft contact. It's kind of pitcher we value here in Chicago. And now we have Kyle Teal, your 2028 World Series MVP. Hit over 300 with, I think, 1 or 2 home runs in there. It wasn't like an electric World Series run. If it were me, I think I would have given the nod to John Means or Bryce Wilson, who pitched out of their minds. But regardless, it was Kyle Teal. Good timing on the inside fastball, fouled back. And we're looking at a 1-2 count. 1-0-2. Right down the middle. Good timing. But still can't put it in play. A sinker, we get a piece. Kyle Teal is battling. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Really close sinker there. Great take by Kyle Teal. Crowd's not a fan. And we are still fighting. Timing it up. That sinker's got a lot of movement. Just falls out of the zone. And Kyle Teal finally goes down swinging on the curveball just outside of the zone. But he battled. Took Skeens very deep into that count. And now Esteury Ruiz, our starting left fielder, fouls at sweeper. and absolutely bamboozled on a sweeper way outside of the zone. Caught absolutely flailing. That's a 3-pitch out against Ruiz. Skeens finding the zone early, challenging batters with that power fastball. 99 low and inside. Whiffs on the curveball. Good timing. Just can't get the bat on the ball. And a good slider just catches the zone. Roman Anthony goes down swinging. Chirping at the umpire a little bit, it looks like. But Paul Skeens, scoreless through 2. All right, first up for Means is Brian Reynolds. And again, John Means struggling to find the strike zone. Normally that fastball, very reliable at getting ahead early in the count. Villar with an errant throw up the first base line. Pulls Ramos off the bag, and that's going to be an error for Villar.
One ball, one strike. Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike 2.
We get a pop up there on the inside slider, Azakar under it easily. As that one just hangs in the air for a very long time. And Orlando Arcia with a 0 batting average. This is his very first at-bat in 2 years. Previously with the Braves, was not bad. His last season of work looks like he was a full-time starter. Hit 273 with a 412 slug, 14 homers. But just not getting the time here in Pittsburgh. And he goes down swinging on the high fastball. Second K for Means. And that is 3 up and 2 down.
He's out.
Caught on the hop from Brian Ramos at first. Just as I predicted so far, not a whole lot of action. Means and Skeens, baby. Means and Skeens. All right, down to the 8th hole in our lineup. Colson Montgomery getting the start at short today. Skeens again challenging early with that fastball. And I mean, a sinker, we got to be on that. It's 95 right down the middle. We need to be able to connect on that. But Montgomery looks at back-to-back balls low. And now we find ourselves in a full count. Skeens has already walked 1 so far in the game.
Take your base.
And another one. That curveball looked enticing, but fell way below the zone. We got a base runner. And Azakar with the liner, but does not stay fair. Once again, we are early on the sinker.
One and one.
One-on-one. painted up. And another foul off. We have yet to make good contact on that fastball. And there's that sweeper. It just hangs and hangs. Looks like it's going to be right in the middle of the plate and then just falls out of the zone. And back up to the top of our lineup with Brian Ramos. First pitch strike on the fastball up. Hey! 101. Absolutely painted in the bottom of the zone. And we finally connect on the fastball, but it's just a short little fly out to right. No real threat there. And Brian Ramos is down. And it's looking like we are likely to leave another runner stranded. Really good pitch to do some damage on. Slider left up, but we can't sit back long enough. And that one shot back up the middle. Fielded cleanly though. Goes the short way to second. And unfortunately, we do leave that runner stranded. So no hits for either side. Our Chicago White Sox with with 2 walks so far, but that's been it.
Oh.
And it looks like the tie is broken. Joe Adele with a solo shot to center right. His 9th of the season. Putting up some good numbers so far in the year. And we find ourselves trailing. I mean, it's a fastball middle of the plate. Adele does not miss it. Wow, 93 power versus lefties. Maybe we need to keep that in mind. Pitch to him a little bit more carefully next time, and this one's going to find a gap. The over Peguero. Deep into center field, and that's going to be a stand-up double. Means finding himself in a little bit of trouble, and that will continue. It's going to be a ground rule double for Nico Horner. 1 run scores automatically. And right now, obviously, Means is losing the battle. It is our philosophy to challenge batters early in the zone. But seems like Pittsburgh has kind of caught on, and they're taking advantage early in the count. So we're going to have to change up our strategy a little bit. Maybe start pitching some guys backwards. But a good bounce back there for Means after giving up 3 consecutive hits and 2 runs, getting the strikeout on Nick York.
Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. No, that's a ball.
Really close pitch there.
2-1.
Early on the changeup. Gets a good piece of that slider. Great play from Villar at third to snag that one on a line. And a good throw to Ramos at first. 2 down.
No, that's a ball.
All right. Getting squeezed a little bit by the ump.
Oh. One ball, two straight.
Let's see if Reynolds wants to keep climbing. We get the pop-up. That will be out number 3, but not before damage done. So the Pirates get to Means first. We got a home run, a double, and a ground rule double. And then 3 consecutive outs, but now all we have to do is score 2 runs against Paul Skeens. No problem, right? Jazz would be a great guy to do it. Power versus power. The only thing is Jazz really can't hit low in the zone. He really excels on those mid to high fastballs like that, although that sinker kind of fell. Can't get a good piece. And York's able to snag that before it hits the grass. Once again, very early on the sinker. Villar with the exact same pitch in almost the exact same spot. Pulls that one, but again, unable to really barrel that one. Only 82 off the bat, and it's an easy fly out to right. And a quick 2 up, 2 down for Skeens. Similar to our approach with pitching on the team, we like to be aggressive early. Attack batters that are going to throw strikes early.
Ball. 1-1.
And Teal, last at bat, went 8 or 9 pitches deep. Really worked Skeens. Hopefully we can do that here. And that one laced out to center and caught. Good defense from the center fielder there. And we have yet to get a hit through 3. I think we're seeing Skeens pretty well. We're timing up the majority of our pitches, I would say. We've been consistently early on the sinker, but we've seen the fastball really well. We've gotten good timing, just a matter of getting the barrel to the ball. Oh my goodness. That one shot out to right. Azokar had the line, and I think could have made the play, but he whiffs. And that's going to be another double. We already had 1 error, but John Means not really getting a ton of help from his defense. They do tag, 83 speed. I don't think we're going to have a play here. So the runner advances to third. And I think, let me see. Yeah, John Means, this is a problem. Only 32 clutch rating. So with runners on, it's going to be really hard to keep future runners off. Sacrifice fly scores. And we are down 3. Not exactly the start that we were hoping for.
That's 3.
But Joe Adele goes down. He absolutely punished us in his last at-bat. Good for Means to get at him this time. But once again, another run scored. Pirates are starting to build a lead. And it's going to be tough.
That's out the corner. That's the ball.
Overall, I think our at-bats have been good too. We've worked 2 walks so far. I mean, that one's hit hard and deep out into right. Will it fall? It does. It just finds the gap. Ruiz with tons of speed. Will not go for 3, though. But we finally get our first hit, and it's a leadoff double for Esteury Ruiz. He's got some really good speed. I don't know if we're going to try and steal third here. But that one just out of the reach of York. And we finally get a hit off the fastball. Good timing. Fastball in the zone. But once again, we can't connect. Ruiz goes for third, but another fastball, middle of the plate. I'm not going to pass up on that. Ooh, that one hit pretty well. Ruiz with enough speed. I think we're going to challenge the throw here. And we get to third in plenty of time. Almost tempted to try a bunt here. But Colson Montgomery, not really his strong suit. So we will swing and look to get our first run on the board. This is what I'm talking about with our offense. Like, we need to find that guy who's going to put a spark in our lineup, who's going to be able to consistently bring runs home and get on base. Tell me we didn't time that one up well. Too early on 99. Okay. And Montgomery's plunked. It's actually not great, because now that puts the double play. As an option for the Pirates to get out of the inning. Need a big at-bat here from Azekar. Only 47 clutch. Getting the start today instead of Stone Garrett. He didn't go around. Yep. Good call, Blue. Check swing on the sweeper. And Azekar putting together a pretty good at bat. About to see his 6th pitch here. And swings through the sweeper, bottom of the zone. Would have likely been strike 3, but we're just too early on it. And now it's going to be up to Brian Ramos. We have to have a hit to get a run.
That's a ball.
Now, Skeens, that energy is actually getting low at only 64 pitches. I'm kind of surprised by that.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Because he has pretty good stamina.
Ball.
We have a 3-1 count. An opportunity for bases loaded. We get a fastball down the middle. Ramos hits it pretty well. 86 off the bat, but another fly out. We leave 2 stranded. And we have still yet to score a run. Unfortunate. All right, so Pirates have been all over the early fastball.
0-1.
that one's going to get through. Tough. Only 82 off the bat, but takes a weird hop off the mound.
Whoa. 1-0. Yeah. Woo. 1 ball. 2 straight.
And down goes Horner. Check swing on the inside fastball. Found the zone. I would love an ending inning double play. We're not going to get it, though. A single for Nick York. Still okay, though. But not much longer. Another single. And this is the hard part with John Means, is once he gives up a runner in scoring position, it's very likely that that runner is going to come home. And I think we're going to have to look at the pin. We just cannot stop. This lineup right now. Really need a strikeout here. We're not going to get one, but we do get the out. One more out from Means would be amazing. Orlando Arcia does not have the best clutch rating.
That's a ball.
So as long as we don't give him anything, just right over the middle. All right. Really tough for Means. Just can't get those runners in scoring position. Unfortunately, we do. And looking ahead, it looks like probably righty is going to be the way to go. We're going to get Iriarte in. We're down 5. Hopefully he can take us to the 8th. Another sinker left up. Of all the pitches, that sinker has been in the best position to do damage. But we just can't time it up. I did not mean to check swing there, but it was a check swing nonetheless. Oliver can't pull the trigger, and that is a strikeout for Skeens. And we're going to have to get something soon. Otherwise, this comeback is going to become less and less likely. Skeens almost out of energy, closing in on 75 pitches. And that one's shot pretty high and deep out into left, and it's carrying, and it's gone. Jazz Chisholm with a solo shot to get us on the board. And man, we needed that. His 6th of the year. Not hit particularly hard, but I think it's something like if you hit it 95 miles an hour and above at a certain launch angle, has a decent percentage of getting. That one just hung up there and just kept carrying, barely gets over the wall. But it doesn't matter if it's 1 foot or 100 feet over the wall, it's still a home run.
Ball one.
Villar having a good year so far. Let's make it even better. Last year we had to go out and get David Fry after Villar was injured for 6 months.
Oh.
Fry since traded away with Renhefo.
That's the ball.
And we're trusting Villar to stay healthy and to be productive. He's the closest thing we have to a generational prospect. Oh, man. That is real tough for Villar. A great take on the curveball. Was not a strike. Gets the call. And Villar heads back to the dugout. That's very disappointing. He was putting together a good at bat. Skeen's almost completely out of energy. Now up to 83 pitches. Kyle Teal blasted that one, 106 off the bat. But pulled foul. And we're timing up these high fastballs. We just cannot get the barrel to it. Before I forget, do we have Iriarte? Okay, he is scheduled in. Okay. Another foul ball. And that one shot opposite field, but it is a line out. We get one. But we're gonna need more than that. Opposite field blast from Jazz. John Means is done, and it's the rookie. Jairo Iriarte we got via trade early on in this rebuild from the Cardinals. I believe was actually a reliever. But has really good stamina. So we kind of converted him into a starter.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And let's see what he can do here against Adley Rutschman.
1 and 2.
It's going to be an easy pop-up for Roman Anthony. 1 up, 1 down for Iriarte. Now we will see Joe Adell, who in the third got the party started with a blast out to center. A no-doubter.
No. 1 ball, no strike.
Not quite as proficient against righties as he is with lefties. And Iriarte gets another pop-up. Figueroa having a good day, 2 for 2. But he is way better versus righties. Or versus lefties. So hopefully Iriarte will be able to win this one. But falls behind 2-0.
2.
See if we can bend a slider out of the zone, get Peguero to chase here. He does chase, but gets a piece. And can't catch up to the fastball. So 3 up, 3 down for the kid. Rookie gets a scoreless inning. And Paul Skeens is done. It's Dory Moretta. Not having the best year. 30 innings so far, a 5.1 ERA. Just a 3-pitch mix. We got a slider, a 4-seam, and a changeup. Okay. And it's going to be really different going from an absolute flamethrower like Skeens, someone like Moretta. Got a generous call on that first pitch, so we're down. And Ruiz strikes out for a second time. Just brutal slider away.
No ball. 1 strike.
Seeing why that slider is his primary pitch.
No, that's a ball.
All right.
1-1.
Umpire gives us a little bit of a gift there. And if we could hit a high fastball, I think we would be doing a lot better in this game. Another good timing swing. We got a little blooper in the left. That one's going to find some grass. We got ourselves a hit. If we could just get 2 or 3 runs here, 2 or 3 runs in the 8th, we're in business. Wow. The zone expanding a little bit here later in the game. Umpire's got some place to be, apparently.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And that one is not going to get through.
Got him.
Will likely turn 2. But Montgomery's able to leg that one out. He is not especially fast, but got out of the box quickly. And Azakar rips one into left, 113 off the bat off the first pitch. That thing had no elevation, but it lands in some grass, which is what we needed. Now we got Brian Ramos with a chance to give us something here, and that one's going to find some grass. Colson Montgomery going home. The throw's up the line. Montgomery will score. That's an RBI single for Ramos. And we may have a little bit of life here. Shoots it through the gap. Good base running by Montgomery. And they're going to pull. And they are going to pull the reliever. Up next is going to be Carmen Ludzinski, who is having a good year. 21 innings and a 2.14 ERA. Looks like they had enough, and they are bringing in a much more competent closer. Let's see what we can do against the righty. Now Oliver, he's got a good clutch rating. And right off the bat, that's going to score another. Not the best hit ball, just beats that one straight into the ground, but similar to one that we saw go the Pirates' way, takes a kind of a funky bounce off the mound. Mlodzinski can't get to it. And we have now scored 3. 2 on, 2 out for Jazz. He has hit 1 home run already. Got a hanging sweeper there, but we're out in front of it. 4-seam, slider, cutter. And Jazz is plunked. That is our second hit player of the game. And bases loaded with 2 outs for Villar. He is 0 for 3 today. Good fastball. Middle, inside. That was the pitch. A cutter right down the middle. Good timing. Villar can't put it in play, and now we're down 0-2. Good take on the cutter. Wow. Big sweeper. Almost went around. And Mlodzinski in danger of walking in a run here. Throws a challenge fastball right down the middle. Villar fouls it back. And there's the cutter. In on the hands. Damn, that's a tough pitch. That is really tough. That would have been ball 4, obviously, and a walk for us and a run. Villar got tied up. But we get 3. We're very much in this one. It's going to be up to Jairo Iriarte.
Ball, outside.
To keep the Pirates offense at bay. And so far, I'm liking what I've seen from Iriarte. Seen some swing and a miss like we saw there. He's demonstrated good control. And right on cue, we get another punchy. See what we can do here against Spencer Horwitz. He's having a good season, but won't pull the trigger. We don't really want to gift him anything.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And we got him on the 2-seamer. Painted on the black, lone outside. 3 up, 3 down, and 2 strikeouts for Iriarte. The kid's pretty happy about it, dancing off the mound. And now we're going to be facing Jeff Hoffman. He is having a stellar season. Through 31 1/3, only 1.72 ERA. We got a slider, a 4-seamer, a splitter, and a sinker. So he's going to generate a lot of ground balls. Although Kyle Teal pops this one straight up in the air. Ruiz,
That's a ball.
who got it going for us, has had kind of a tough day at the plate, but his leadoff double kept us going. Great pitch there. Slider away. Catches the bottom corner of the zone. Another slider. Ruiz gets a piece. Still very early on that.
Two. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
All right. Works his way back to a full count. He's a guy that if he can just get on base, he's very dangerous on the base path. I don't hate the take there. We read slider out of the hand. We have seen Ruiz go down twice on a slider away. That one just catches the zone. And a strikeout for Hoffman. Now it's down to Roman Anthony to keep us alive.
Ball 1-0.
And that one shot down the right field line. 109 off the bat. Absolutely barreled. But we're early on it. This one a chopper to second. No problem there. 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. And Iriarte still looking good. Obviously, plenty of stamina. We do need to get another righty up just in case. Our bullpen's pretty tired. And another home run for the Pirates. Brian Reynolds, absolute piss missile. 12th of the year. No doubter. When you're down 2 runs, this old saying goes, you can get a bloop and a blast. We're going to have to do a little bit more than that now. I just got a text from my wife. She is a manager at a restaurant. Donovan McNabb was just in her restaurant to eat. And trust me when I say she's a bigger sports fan than I am. They'd be like, oh, she doesn't know who Donovan McNabb is. I guarantee you. She knows exactly what she's talking about. That is incredible. We do live in Phoenix, Arizona. She works in Scottsdale. Which tends to be, you tend to see some prominent athletes. She's had Clayton Kershaw in her restaurant, amongst others. And we get to add Donovan McNabb to that list.
That's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Very cool. And I just got the notification on my phone. My favorite team, the Athletics, we beat the living piss out of the Twins, 14-3. Love to see it. Couple sports updates for you in real life. As Jordan Westberg goes down. So Iriarte, you know, he gives up 1
No balls, 2 strikes.
in his 3rd inning of work. I guess that's not terrible. You know, Brian Reynolds, a very, very good hitter. So we can't be too mad at it. But that is tough, because now we got to score 3.
Strike, woo. No balls, 1 strike. No, that's a ball.
And once again, getting squeezed a little bit.
Ball
We got a punchy on the two-seamer earlier. Let's see if we can get another one. Rutschman fouls that one off. Gets a piece of the changeup. And the two-seamer in on the hand gets him. So a nice bounce back, but Brian Reynolds, the seasoned veteran, puts the rookie on blast, on notice. Welcome to the MLB, son. All right, so we will face off against the closer, Chris Bubich. 13 innings so far, 11 saves, and 13 opportunities. Absolute paint. And another one, four-seamer in on the hands. Colson can't turn it. One down. I think we're going to go to the bench here. We're going to bring Stone Garrett out, who is on the rest day. But much better versus lefties. Oh my God, and could have easily gotten us within two with that one. Fastball right down the middle, we're just early on it. But unfortunately, that is just a loud strike. And that one's sitting high and deep, but fouled again. Stone clearly seeing Bubich well. And that one hit hard, 105 off the bat, but right to short. Definitely seemed like the right move. If we time up either of those two earlier pitches better, then I think we would have had a home run, but Ramos grounds out on the first pitch. Pirates win. Tough way to start the stream, but going into this game, it is what I said. Means versus schemes. Whoever can get to the starting pitcher first would likely win the game, and it was the Pirates. The unfortunate part of John Means' game is that once runners are on base and in scoring position, he really struggles. We saw that today as he gives up, I think, 3 or 4, I can't remember. And it was just a mix of power. We saw multiple extra base hits against him and some singles. Of course, the solo home run. Yeah, 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, but allowed 8 hits and 5 runs off those hits. After that, Iriarte did very well. Only allowed 1 off the solo shot. But Paul Skeens gets the win, 7 Ks, 2 walks, and only 1 earned through 6. We only managed to get 2 hits off of him as well, 4 total base runners. You know, that's just not going to win you many games. All right, we got a day of scouting. So, and we have covered all of the outfield positions, which is pretty unfortunate because that is where we really need the most depth. So, and I'm assuming that once you've scouted an area and you don't find anyone, like you're just done. We do not need infielders. We do not need catchers. So we will start looking at pitchers in the international region. We're about 50 to 70% of the way on our western region. So next up would be Central, it looks like. Central and East. So we will move to Central Region. Dan Fuca. We have him at 53, a discovered prospect. Not horrible. Almost guaranteed at least C potential, most likely C potential. Has some good power versus righties, but defense isn't great. I don't know. Nothing super exciting. So we'll continue to look at our options here. Of course, we pick at number 30 as we won the World Series. So these, top 15 guys are not guys we're likely going to get. When the potential in the overall match, it seems like bait. It does look like the overall is going to be like in the 70s, possibly the 80s. So he might be a guy that we could bring in and start very soon, but doesn't have a high ceiling. Let's keep looking at our options. Carrillo. Some of these guys, they look interesting to say the least. A guy like Claude Blum, could very likely have that super high potential, could be more of a project player, and that's fine for where we're at, but Ricky Conroy looks really interesting. Overall is way higher than the potential. Definitely not going to go that route. I would just really like to use our first pick on a position player. That's kind of the route that I like to go. Let's check out center field, see where we're at. Anderson Dykes. What a name. Probably going to be out of reach. But maybe a guy like Jesse Graham. With minimal scouting, we have him 4 spots ahead of the MLB pipeline. Looks very raw, but possibly good speed. Looks like right field, though, could be something. Let's take a look at Jamie Chavez. Yeah, it looks like right field might have some options. Let's start with Jamie Chavez here. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't really want to waste a week of scouting on someone that's as high as 12. It just seems unlikely that they would fall. So let's go down one to Curtis Dell. He seems interesting. We'll lock in left field, move that to right field, and finalize that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and simulate the rest of May here. We do end up losing the series to the Pirates. Only take 1 of 3. Series versus Detroit, we sweep, which is huge, as they are obviously a division rival. Had some good games there. Thorpe, Eder, who is on an absolute tear, 2.87 ERA and 57 Ks through 53 innings. On to another division opponent in Minnesota. We win game 1 and fall in game 2. Another week of scouting. Curtis Dell might be something here. He fell a little bit in our draft rank, but he still looks like could be a quality player. we will take him to 100% and kind of see where we land. Okay. All right, we got ourselves a moment here. Chaz has a 10-game hitting streak on the line. Keep it alive. It's not really the kind of moment we like to play. We like to really lock in on those high leverage situations. We're down 10-0. This is the definition of not high leverage. We get blown out, and we only take one against Toronto. So we're 30-26 as we close out the month of May. Tristan Casas is back. That's big for us because, like I said, we need a spark. He was injured, and he's back. And he was on fire when he left. So we are going to bring him in. Back to first. Where'd he go? Villar will take back over third base. And the offense is coming alive a little bit. We got Ruiz, who's got his average up to 238. Villar's hitting 285 with 6 home runs. This could be the breakout year for the kid. And then we got Jazz and Casas, both on fire. Oliver's hitting 289, still struggling really hard versus lefties. He struggled a lot last year. And Garrett Hampson at 34, starting to regress, but still hitting very well, hitting 283. Kyle Teal progressing. Average is okay. Stone Garrett also starting to regress. These are guys that we're probably going to have to replace after this year. Stone's on the last year of his contract, as well as Garrett Hampson. But we got the depth. All right, and then versus lefties, Tristan Casas not quite as efficient, but still should be in the lineup. Villar will take over at third. And Julks will DH. And Ruiz first. Julks second. And then Stone, Casas, Jazz. Yeah. That looks good to me. Yeah. All right. So we'll rock with that. It's good to have one of our big free agent signings back. Got another month. We can take a look at our minor league roster, see if we need to make any changes there. Hagen Smith is now up to an 82 overall. He's only 25. He's pitching well. Iriarte, though, got shelled versus Toronto. So he's definitely a contender to go back down. We will see. Jerpy's looking good. Wilkman Gonzalez, average. Perlander Baroa, probably toast on the team. I mean, if you can't compete at Double-A when you're 28 years old, unlikely you're going to see much time. But the young guys are kind of balling out a little bit. Jaime Rodriguez is looking really bad. 27 innings. Let's move him down to Double-A. He's still young. He doesn't have to be forced up to Triple-A yet. And who in Double-A is ready maybe for Triple-A? Maybe Mike Diaz. We just drafted him last year, getting the speed run to Triple-A, but maybe not yet. Need one more at Triple-A. Who's it going to be? I don't know. Maybe Burrow figures it out. He somehow was performing better at Triple-A than Double-A. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Triple-A pitchers, 5 Double-A. So that's fine. Relievers. Kate Smith's still great. Jimenez, Gibbet, Pache, Xavier Curry. The strikeout rate's going up. Why is his ERA so high? 25 hits in 17 innings. It's not good. But he did really well for us last year. I'm willing to let it ride for a little bit longer. But I don't know. Marcelo Mesa, he's 26 now. We drafted him a few years ago. He is cooking at Triple-A. 1.27 ERA and a 1.08 whip is absolutely filthy. It might be a little switcheroo between Curry and Mesa, but we're going to give Curry the benefit of the doubt. He has a year. Of experience. Jared Schuster is 30 years old. If he can't do it at Triple-A, he probably just doesn't need to be on the team much longer. And the rest of these guys doing fine. .25 at bats hitting .08. That's tough. And the rest of these guys, I think, are going to be fine where they're at. Not too concerned. Herb Merced's an interesting one. We drafted him 2 years ago in the second round. He's pretty good, and he's performing well. Hitting .300 with 5 home runs. He could come up for Azokar. But switching a 19-year-old for a 32-year-old, we still got Alec Thomas here, who's starting to figure out in Triple-A. So we have some options. All right. Where were we? Okay, so month of June, that's typically where we go and we player lock with some of our minor league guys. So I think that's what we'll do here. Let's get through these first couple days, do our scouting, and then we'll do our player locks in this first full week of June. So Jerpy's up to Triple-A now. Rodriguez in Double-A. Okay. All right. What do we got here? We're up 1. Bottom of the 9th. Got Alec Bohm in scoring position. Jake Berger at the plate. So we need Cade Smith to hold this one out. Our offense is still a little stagnant. There's another player. I don't know if he's still playing this deep into the franchise, but last name was Beer. What is this pitching angle? Holy. I always thought it'd be really funny to have Burger and Beer. On the same team. Stone Garrett with the throw home. They do not advance the runner from third. And I just don't understand. Jazz, his primary position is second base, and he just does not make plays. And now we got to face Jonah Heim. What is his clutch rating? 79. A double play ends it. Can we get a ground ball? This angle is freaking me out, man. Please put this on the ground. He does. Hampson to Jazz. Over to Casas. That was a close one. But we got the ground ball we needed when we needed it. White Sox win. Drew Thorpe goes 7 innings. Allows 2. It's not bad. Kyle Teal, player of the game, 1 for 4 with a triple. Villar continues to be excellent, 2 for 3 with a double. Garrett Hampson, 2 for 5. And Esteury Ruiz is still hot. Hit 500 today, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run himself. Okay. Okay. Starting to get it together a little bit. Maybe Casas was just what we needed. All right. So, Curtis Dell, kind of the same thing that we saw with the other left fielder. I don't remember his name. Probably a C potential guy. Definitely not someone I think we would take with the first pick. But we just really need to build our outfield depth. I think we're going to have to look at some of these younger guys, hope that, you know, that real upper echelon potential pans out. You know, doesn't look anything exciting now, but, you know, we'll see. So Shane Akweha from Nevada. 6 foot tall, 182, kind of a stream bean. But we'll give him a look. Scouting on the pitchers continues. We're at 35-ish%, 70, 50. So we'll probably do another week here in the Central region, discovering some new pitchers internationally. Who did we discover anyone exciting internationally? Andreas Santiago. We have a 42. He looks like he could be kind of awesome. But it's really tough to tell when the potential and the overall is so close. But the good thing is those discovered players typically fall down the board. We found 2 relievers as well. Alfonso Valido looks nasty. And Ronald Rosado looks nasty as well, but in a different way. All right. Carrying on. All right. So we win the series, but we do not sweep the Rangers. We're 32-27. We're atop the division, 2 games ahead of the Royals. And now let's take a look at our top prospects. All right, so our number 1 is Eric Bergeron, 19 years old, but he's at single A. So we got Scotty Salas, Herb Merced, Manuel Mitre, and Hagen Smith. Those are all guys that are really, really, really close to the major league level. And so I think we're going to probably lock in with all of them. The position players will probably do a couple games because those tend to go really quickly. But where are we at out of the top 100? So Eric Bergeron is the 18th out of all top 100 prospects. Okay. Okay, I guess just the potential. Scotty Salas, who we're about to take a look at, is up there as well. He is, wow, absolutely crushing lefties right now. Only 62 speed, but he has 2 doubles. All right. Further down the board here, we have Herb Merced, who we're going to look at. And Eric Thomas, a reliever in single A. Manuel Mitre, who we're going to take a look at. He's here. Hit per nine's going down. I see why. 77 hits and 64 and a third is not great. Although the ERA is not terrible. And there we go. All right, so let's hop over to AAA. And we are going to player lock with our leadoff hitter, Scotty Salas. Our first round pick in the 2027 draft, plays short, second, and third. Having a good year. And this is why I'm so focused on finding outfield depth, because our infield is set. We got top prospects that are are so close to hitting the majors. We got Villar. We got Casas, who's not old, but he's not super young. He's kind of in between, just kind of in his prime, late 20s, early 30s. Colson Montgomery, obviously Jazz. He's a little we got so many good guys. All right, so we're going to be facing off against Parker Messick. Got a fastball, a changeup, a slider, a curveball, and a sweeper. And we saw from the ratings boost that Scotty Salas is absolutely crushing lefties. So hopefully we see that here. Swings out in front of the changeup at 79. That's crazy. A fastball at 94. And a changeup at 79. You can see how he gets fooled a little bit there. And that fastball just catches the inside part of the plate. Not ideal. So our first at bat. Is a strikeout. We got to see Scotty Salas, or what was his name? Just blanked. Oh, Suggs, who we traded away.
Hey, clutch up right here.
All right, Salas, what do you got?
Get up, ball. Get up, ball.
Good timing on the high inside fastball, but just popped up into short left. Only 70 off the bat, not particularly well hit. That one hit really well, though. But caught. I mean, we're getting the bat to the ball. We just got to put these in play. Facing a new pitcher here. William Rankin.
No, that's a ball.
just painting on the inside of the plate so far.
Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And that one hit pretty well out into right. And that one's going to fall. We're going to go for 2. And we will hold up here. It's a stand-up double and an RBI for Scotty Salas. All right. Gets us within 1. Nice opposite field knock there for the kid. I don't think we're particularly dangerous on the base paths. And I don't think we can run on this. So unfortunately, Corey Lee does not advance us. Let's see what Brooks Baldwin can do. So I'm putting to play. So we'll get over to third. And it is the catcher, Edgar Cuero. And 267, 824 OPS. Another position where we have a ton of good depth is the catcher position. It is an option, though, for us is Kyle Teal behind the plate right now, our everyday catcher. Does play right field, so we could stick him out on right and bring up Caro. It's an option. So we get an RBI double, but we don't get to make it home from there. Find ourselves in a defensive position. And we can't make the play. Thought we had a good jump on that, but just can't reach out and glove it. Maybe needed to take a deeper line. Runner does not score, and we find ourselves here in the top of the 9th versus Phil Bickford. That one is, I think, foul and caught. Looks like we're on deck here, or close to being on deck, with Brooks Baldwin at the plate. That one's sent deep out to right. It's not caught. And we got a double out of it. I guess we're still not up. That one falls. Runner's coming home. And the game is tied. Edgar Caro with an RBI single. And a big moment here. We can turn 2. And that's out of our hands. Couldn't really do much there, unfortunately. Clippers win. That's tough. That was a really fun, close game, though. We ended up going 1 for 5. We did have the RBI double, but would have liked a little bit more production at the plate. I think we'll run it back with Salas. This time hitting third in the lineup. There he is, Shannon Suggs. He's hitting 271. Looking like that trade worked out really well for the Clippers affiliate. And Salas might be, or God dang it, Suggs might be getting the call up sooner than later. All right, no on, 2 out. Steve Ramirez, fastball, curveball, changeup. I mean, we went down on the first pitch, I think, almost every single at bat last time. Good timing, and that thing went far into the opposite field. Good timing, you think it's going to be sent back up the middle, but... All right, so the Clippers score 2.
That's outside.
We're looking for some offense here. Let's see if we can get started for the squad. That one hit pretty deep, but caught. I like that we're seeing really good contact out of Salas. It would just be nice if these found some grass. Another foul ball that's going to be caught. I mean, and we actually saw a runner advance from first. I never see that. So that's tough. Caro is on fire.
1-1-1.
By the way, you got another RBI. Our average is skyrocketing downwards. What's the opposite of skyrocketing? All right, so we don't get an at-bat there because the runner got caught stealing. We're just getting pitches that we should be absolutely ripping. And we're hitting them. We're making solid contact. But just can't get anything in play.
2 balls, no strikes.
And you can't really fault that. Finally get one. It's a little chopper back up the middle, but it's a single. We'll take it. Lead off, runner on. Let's see if Brooks Baldwin can get us to second or home. Not with that one. Caro hitting 271. He really is close to the majors. Not fielded particularly well by the second baseman, so they're unable to turn 2. We still have a chance to touch home plate, depending on what Harper Ilowski can do. That one does not get through. Inning over. And we're stranded at third. But we finally got some offense going. You like to see that. We're contributing. Oh my goodness. What a moment. Base is loaded.
Hey, your turn. Drive him in. Clutch up for us.
And I mean a hanging slider. And that is just not going to work. It's not going to count against our hitting average. It will count as a sacrifice fly. So I guess we do our job. We get the runner home.
One.
He's out.
Last at bat here, hopefully for the Clippers.
I got it. Me.
It's a fly ball to the left. All right, so we take the win. You love to see it. All right, so we got a little bit of offense. Corey Lee with a huge day. 2 provide with a grand slam. Jerpy goes 6, allows 7 hits, only 3 earned. Not great, not terrible. But we get the win. And we get to see Scotty Salas in action sooner than later. All right. Who's next? Herb Merced. So we're playing lock with Herb out and left. The switch hitter that we drafted 2 years ago in the second round. Hitting righties very well. Not a lot of power. Decent plate skills. Really good speed. And got a pretty good arm. 79 throw power. Hitting 307. Sheesh. Sheesh. Let's see what Herb can do. I mean, if we're looking for outfielders, he could be the next one up. Let's see. Face it off against Louis de Leon. I'm going to assume he's French. A changeup just floated down the middle. And I think for these player locks, we're going to go... Although we're not particularly good at this.
Ball one.
I like in these player locks to just have a little bit more control. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Good pitch.
Ball inside.
Get a decent piece of that one, but still the same result. All right, so our first defensive moment here. Align your player with the meter and press R1 when the needle reaches the green zone for the best chance. All right. And we got it. Atta boy, Herb. Leaping grab. Saves what certainly would have been an extra base hit. Okay. All right. Love to see it. All right, back up again. We're 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts.
Ball.
Hey, Needy, now your turn.
Out in front of that changeup.
Nope. That's inside.
What do you got, Murph? Oh, I mean, we barreled that one. That was right on the barrel of the bat. And that was just a hard ground ball to third. I mean, we got the PCI on it. Just a tough result.
Inside, ball one.
New pitcher here, Logan Allen. Fastball, sweeper, changeup, cutter. Ooh! That changeup was nasty. Hey, we got a base hit. Didn't get the barrel there, but we get a bloop single. We'll take that. Come on, Braden. Get through. Nope. All right, well, we got a hit. Take the win. We robbed an extra base hit in our last defensive performance.
Relay three.
Cannon! Hosed! Her Merced! Must volunteer as a firefighter because that dude has a hose. Little dad joke for you from the Average Gaming Dad. You're welcome. I mean, come on. He is certainly ready for the majors with plays like that. That was a pretty deep throw. We knew that he had a cannon. But demonstrated the accuracy as well. Whoa. Didn't even get a chance there. I guess because the runner didn't advance to second. Surely we're not going to give up a 3-run lead, right?
Here we go. Hit me. Three.
2-on, no outs. It says that these are not moments, but this is the most action we've seen. Back-to-back hits straight at, or not straight at us, but that one we collect. It's weird that it said, like, you know, these moments might not be good. Like, you might not play these moments, and it's 3 hits that we collect. All right. So we'll take that. All right. Who is up next? I feel like that was a good game. With Solace, kind of had some mediocre games, so I feel fine doing 2. That was a good game for Merced. We saw some great defensive plays. We got a hit. Feel good. Next up would be Manuel Mitre, starting pitcher at AAA. And he pitches on Saturday. Hagen Smith, I think, is also on the list, and he pitches next. Mitre, Hagen Smith, and Mitre. And I think that's it. So we're going to do player lock the next 2 games with our next 2 top prospects. So we did 2 position players, and now we're going to do 2 pitchers. And we're going to see what these guys can do. Our lineup is hot, hot, hot. You'd love to see it. All right, let's see if we can take a series win versus the Clippers. All right, so let's take a look at Hagen Smith here. 82 overall. He is fighting for contention. He is really close to getting called up. We're just kind of waiting to see if one of our pitchers is just going to kind of fall through, give him an opportunity. At the very least, September call-ups are almost a for sure for him. But strikeouts are his specialty. A 78 K per 9 at only 25 years old is pretty good. High velo, decent break, okay clutch. Would like that to be a bit higher, but 3.09 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 2.5 WAR. I like it. And here is the guy that we gave up on, Shannon Suggs, who we traded away. He's having a great year. 10 homers, 265, OPS over 800. Like, he wasn't bad. His defense is awful. But he was just not a guy that we felt like we needed at the time. And there's that strikeout. Hagen Smith with a punchy against Suggs. But,
Nope.
oh! Tyler Fitzgerald may be paying off the ump. That was a blatant missed call. There we go. Is the splitter the wipeout pitch? Is that it?
Count's full.
We're going to go challenge fastball up and in. Gets a piece. What about a front door slider? Can we bend that one in? We can. Tyler Fitzgerald just watches it go by. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hagen Smith. Great start to hit his outing here. This one popped up into center field. Camped under it, and we're good to go. Great start for Hagen Smith. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down. It's nice to see some swing and miss. A lot of our major league guys are kind of pitch to contact guys.
Ball 1.
We don't have a super strikeout
One strike.
like specialist.
Ball 2.
All right, Mr. Umpire, what do you say you call this game fair? Little two-seamer in on the hands.
Hey. 0-1.
I mean, granted, I know that we're playing AAA bats, right? But, oh my God. Mr. Umpire. So it seems like we definitely cannot throw to the inside part of the plate. That's the second just blatantly missed call. But I think these, like, two-seamer splitter combo could be really good.
Ball. 1-1.
The two-seamer's only at 92. So that could kind of act as like a power changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The front door slider's been good. Although that one was smoked. I know I said we can't pitch the inside part of the plate, but they're going to say he went around or a strike 3. I don't know which one, but we'll take it. That is now 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Hagen Smith. And I am really liking a call-up sooner than later after what I'm seeing so far. I know it's only 2 innings, but again, we just have not seen a ton of swing and miss at the major league level.
That's a ball.
Holy shit. Mr. Umpire, pardon my language, but damn, son. There we go. Oh. 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 Challenge that one. I don't know. That one looked really close. I know we're not the manager right now, so we can't challenge it, but I want to take another look. So he's fumbling. He's bumbling. He tosses. Yep. Okay, good call, good call, good call. Good call. We'll take it. That slider has some movement to it. All right. Now we got to worry a little bit. We got runners in scoring position. And now the clutch rating is not great. Neither is the umpiring. Holy cow, man.
Hey! I got a ball, 1 strike.
A double play would be really nice right now. Or a strikeout.
2-2-2.
How did he get a piece? We might get that double play we wanted, though. No, we don't. It's another error. Now it's Shannon Suggs.
Hey!
Former minor leaguer for our team. I think I've mentioned that 19 times already.
That's a ball.
Great beard, by the way. Respect the game on the facial hair. That looks good.
Ball inside.
And a really patient at bat. There we go. I mean, that thing is painted. This slider plays, man. I can only imagine what that is going to do lefty-lefty. We get soft contact on it. We get swing and miss. And we leave 2 runners stranded. Despite 2 defensive errors in the inning. We'll take it. Problem is, he doesn't have the best. I mean, it's not bad. I'd say it's like average.
Nope.
Stamina. As we finally get a lefty-lefty matchup, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of these, and you got to think the slider plays really well lefty-lefty.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Like, that thing moves.
Hey! 2. 2-2 the count. 3.
Nice. Another, I don't know what Velasquez was looking for, but apparently it wasn't a fastball. 96 well in the zone. Another strikeout for Hagen Smith.
Ball upstairs.
Nelson Velasquez, only 48 contact versus righties. This should be a guy that we can challenge. Get a 2-seamer in on the hands. It's usually good for some weak contact. Blasted, but foul. Just gets a piece of the splitter. And I think we go to the slider. The thing moves. It plays.
1-1-1.
Just gets a piece. The defense doesn't blow it. Okay. Seems like Lorenzo?
1-1.
Yeah, man, they bite on that splitter a lot. This might be the game, actually. I might call him up immediately after this game. I really like what I'm seeing.
All 1's the count.
Now, does this play at major league level? I don't know.
Hey!
But he's our third highest rated pitcher. I just didn't think he had the stuff. That slider's got hit hard a couple times. Okay. There's Angel Hernandez's cousin behind the plate. There we go. How many strikeouts is that now? Doesn't say. I think we're at 7. I know we don't get these calls, but we can't put the same pitch in the same spot every time. That's not really where you want to leave that slider. Let's see if we can get that more inside off the plate and on the hands. I mean, that's where we wanted it. He just gets a piece. It's going to be a little bloop single. Those happen. So 1 on with 1 out.
Yep, that ball went out.
Okay, starting to lose the stamina a little bit. That one's pretty deep, but just a really loud deep out. I mean, how many times have we seen that today? And if we got these calls on the inside part of the plate, I feel like we'd probably see some more swings at them.
That's ball 2.
That's a crazy
2
take.
balls, 2 strikes.
Will he elevate? Gets a piece. Let's really climb the ladder, though. Elevate and celebrate. Easy pop-up. I'll take that one. Thank you, sir. 5 scoreless for Hagen Smith. Be nice if we could get some offensive help here. As we head into our 6th inning, we're at 69 pitches. Nice.
Hey. 0-1. Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2.
Does he have any quirks? No. Ooh, that one smoked. Diving attempt at third base, but can't make the play. So leadoff runner on here in the 6th.
Ball 1. That's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I wish this umpire didn't hate us. Oh, come on. Our defense is just absolutely selling this game. We've had 2 errors. That could have been a double play. Instead, it's 2 on with no out.
Ball.
We've gotten hosed by the umpire. Didn't really hit our mark there with the slider. I don't think the runner is going to be able to make it home, though, so we still have a chance to get out of it with a double play.
Hey.
Absolute dot. Wipe him out with the high 4-seamer. Would you be willing to go just a little bit higher, my friend? He would. But he still gets a piece. The slider surely wipes him out. No. Still gets a piece. What an at-bat by Velasquez.
Nope, that's foul.
This dude is somehow hitting everything. That's really not where we wanted that one. And we are laboring now. 87 pitches.
Nope, ball 1.
9th pitch of the at-bat. We need to end this. He's gone high. We'll offer him another high fastball, and that sets him down. And that's huge, because now the Clippers are going to need a base hit to score and a chance for Hagen Smith to wrap this one up. But he is getting yanked. Jesse Schultens is coming in, having a great year, 51 innings and a 1.59 ERA. Hopefully he doesn't blow it. He does not. We score 1 in the 8th, and we get the win. Not a win on the stat line for our boy, but... And Edgar Caro continues to go off, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Hermer said 2 for 3 with a 2-bagger as well. And I mean, I'm convinced. I am convinced. Hagen Smith is the real deal. Last player lock here of our minor leaguers and our top prospects. Another pitcher. It's going to be Manuel Mitre. The ERA is not bad, but he's getting hit a lot. 77 hits through 64 and a third is not good. He's got big velo. We just got to figure something out. I don't know if he's just missing his spots, but we'll get a taste here. I mean, I wasn't super excited about our last pitcher, Eater, and he turned out to be excellent. And right on cue. It's a leadoff single for Shannon Suggs. So that hit per 9 continues to be an issue. Does he have any specialty? The walk per 9's at 68, which is not bad for a 23-year-old. I don't know, maybe the control at 46? Maybe we just need to pound cutters on the inside part of the plate. Just really work in on the hands. That could be the play.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then change up away. I could see that working. I mean, a cutter at 94 is a pretty hard cutter.
Runner, he's going.
Do we get the double play? No. So they get the steal. We get the punch out. Okay.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Power slider, too. Slider at 90.
Runner.
He's going for third, and we got him.
1 strike.
We did not get him. Shannon Suggs is looking like a guy that maybe we should have kept.
1.
That's going to score a run. Yeah, maybe Suggs was the guy. I mean, we can always try and trade back for him, but he's become obviously more valuable given his play this year.
Ball. Hey! 1 and 2.
Let's see if the curveball plays. Big swing and miss from Velasquez. The throw from Caro is clean. So we give up 1. Not great. I think we're just going to stick with the strategy for now. Cutter in on the hands. Or just on the inside part of the plate. Mix in a little front door slider, a little change up away.
1-1-1.
It's another bloop single. That could also be a thing, right? Not just because he's given up a lot of hits doesn't mean they were all good hits. Sometimes you can just get unlucky. That's just the honest truth about baseball.
Out.
All right. Our defense absolutely sold last game. Holy cow.
Go ball. One strike.
Thank God he didn't swing at that. Cutter left over the heart of the plate.
Ball one.
Oh, and that one laced out to center. I don't know. Maybe this is just not a good year for Mitre. We saw the exact same lineup in the last game versus another lefty, and he dominated.
Strike one.
All right, we don't get swing and miss, but we just get a miss. Doesn't take the bat off the shoulder. It's an easy K looking for Mitre. Yikes. 102 off the bat. And the front door slider gets him. So the change up the slider seems to be working pretty well. But already given up 4 hits through 2 innings. We need a clean inning. We get 2 runs across. So we got a little bit of run support from the offense. And right now, this guy was their offense. Hit a single in the first, stole second, stole third, and then made it home.
Nope, that's off the plate.
I mean, I guess we can also just go like front door cutter, front door slider. Mix up those two. Especially since the slider is a real power slider. It can go up to 90. I think he's got a good pitch mix. I think it's just a matter of figuring out how to get some swing and miss. There we go.
Nope, outside.
I mean, that's a close pitch. And honestly, even with the slider, like I said, given that it has some velocity behind it, that one up to 90, I don't actually mind throwing it high and outside.
No, that's a ball.
Would like to get that cutter down more, though. Be able to locate
1-1-1.
on the upper part of the plate as well. Cutter's good for getting ground balls. So that could be a thing, too. Maybe the defense... I mean, we saw in the last game, our defense had 2 or 3 errors. We missed a couple double play opportunities. So it could just be he's getting the pitch to contact. But maybe the defense behind him just isn't helping him any. All of that entirely possible. Could also be maybe just not his year. But I'm definitely not super excited about him as I was Hagen Smith.
Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All right. We finally get a clean inning without allowing a hit. That's good. Especially because typically you're going to give up more hits the longer a lineup sees you. So now that we're in like the second, heading into the third rotation of the batting order. It's good that we're still making plays. And we're starting to see some quick outs. Only 49 pitches now. He's been really efficient, despite allowing a number of base runners. And he's also been close on a lot of these pitches. Like, these are some really close takes we're seeing from Charlotte here. Or the Clippers. We're Charlotte. There we go. Big swing and miss there. Throw from Caro is clean. Got 2 up, 2 down. We're looking at another scoreless inning. Or runnerless inning for Mitre.
0-1.
Caro camped out under it. There we go. So back-to-back innings without a hit allowed. It was looking a little shaky at first, but feeling pretty good. Let's see if our offense can give us a little more. They do not. So back up with Suggs. 1 pitch out. That's actually, side note, that's another reason why I don't like to do quick counts. Because I don't think it actually makes the game go by much faster. It just drains your pitcher's stamina faster because you're never going to get a 1 pitch out.
1-1.
At least not that I've ever seen. Oh, good play. Will he get the throw? Not in time. That's a great defensive effort to even get to that ball. But like I was saying, I don't think I've ever seen on quick counts it just say like, oh, you got a 1 pitch out.
I got it. Go. 2-2-2.
Okay. Good Lord, our defense is selling. Wildly errant throw. And so the runner is able to advance to second.
No, that's a ball.
That one pretty high and deep.
Ball.
And not able to glove it. 1 run will score. A double for Velasquez. And the game is tied at 2 apiece.
That's the ball. Ball, outside.
69th pitch is hit hard but foul. And Lorenzo is all over the cutter. I think the curveball could get him though. Ooh, it does not. Hit right back up the middle. Another run's going to score.
Hey.
And I'm kind of surprised we're not getting pulled. Change up left up, but
Yep.
we get the out. We had a couple good innings there without a base runner. We give up two runs here in the 6th. Let's see if we get pulled. We do. Derek Trout's going to come in. So not nearly as good of an outing. And it looks like the Clippers do take the last game of the series 4-3. Not the best outing. I mean, I guess allowing 3 through 6 is like kind of average, but just didn't really see anything that jumps off the page for me that makes me like really excited for this. Back at the big leagues, we sucked. We only take one game versus Seattle in a 4-game series, and we only scored 1 run twice. Now, we did face the Mariners in the playoffs. We know that their pitching is excellent, so I guess can't be too surprised. But we'll do another thing as scouting. Wow. Shane Akweha is awful. He falls all the way down to 110th. So we're going to move away from him. Still have yet to find an outfielder that is something to be excited about. There was this guy, Elliott Hyde. There's no ceiling there. He's going to be able to hit the ball, but at best he probably has B potential. I guess it's not bad. There's no one else that really jumped off the page. So, we'll give him a look. I'm not expecting much, but we will give him a look. So we found a closing pitcher, a reliever, and then we got some starters. We're over 50% on some. We're at 100% on others. So I think the only region we have left is Eastern. So we got 1, 2, there's only a few Eastern pitchers, and a lot of them are further down the board. So we did want to pick up a closer. This guy looks insane. Kenny Taylor. And he's projected to go 50th. So we're just going to look at him. Kind of want to build up our closers and maybe start using them as relievers just because, frankly, they're just overpowered. It is what it is. But ideally, we would like to snag a position player with our first round. Doesn't look like that'll happen this year, though, unfortunately. All right, and now we need to play some games at the major league level. Let's take a look to see what's going on. The lineup is cooled off. No one is hot anymore. Jazz now up to 8 home runs. The lineup still just lacks power more than anything. And then our rotation looks really good. Our pitching is stellar. But Cannon and Jairo Iriarte, although Iriarte is still progressing pretty quickly, just hasn't really had any great outings so far. Cannon still struggling. Curry, last 3 outings, scoreless. Gave up 3 earned and 1. This one was just really bad. 3 earned and a third. But 3 consecutive scoreless innings from him. Pache, Jimenez, Kate Smith continues to be fantastic. 3 blown saves is not excellent, but it is what it is. It just seems like Iriarte is maybe just doesn't have it right now. So what we're gonna do is Hagen Smith, welcome to the big leagues, my friend. And Iriarte or Cannon. I don't know. Cannon has more innings, and that whip is shockingly high. His WAR is 0.6. Iriarte's is 0.2. I don't know. Oddly enough, I think we're going to actually send down Cannon. Even though he has way more big league experience, he just hasn't been good this year. We'll send him down to AAA. Hagen Smith is going to work out of the pen initially just because all of our starters are performing so well right now. There's really no point in thrusting him into the lineup. So we'll see. But yeah, we're looking good. All right, who do we want to play next? We got Houston at home. We got the Angels away. Houston's 25-41. I would rather play a good team. Could take on our division rival KC. That would get us pretty close to the draft. Ooh, the Brewers are 43-23. That seems like a really good challenge for us. Let's get to the Brewers series. Maybe we do a Kansas City game as well. How long have we been streaming for? 2.5 hours, so probably one more game. I think we'll do Milwaukee, and then we'll call it there. And then do maybe one game and the draft and all that next stream. All right, so simulating Miguel Vargas in AAA. How to utilize that. Right, we got to fix the rotation in AAA. All right, Jonathan Cannon, figure it out, bud. Figure it out. All right. Well, we lose game one against a terrible opponent. It's a tie ball game in the 10th with 2 outs, and we have bases loaded with Kyle Teal at the plate. Our offense is still stagnant. If anything, it's getting worse. We have fallen to 22nd in on base, 29th in home runs. Whoops. Dang it. Can't change out of... I think we're taking a strike here. Unless we just get one down the middle. Pretty much did. But we need to change this back to timing-based hitting. All right, Teal. Big moment for you. We could walk it off. Wowzers. Ugly swing from Kyle Teal. Had a curveball in the dirt. Slider way off the plate. Teal is a little eager beaver right now. And swings out in front of the changeup. Unbelievable. That was a pitch to hit too. We just couldn't sit back long enough. Come on, Ruiz, make a throw. Why is Azokar playing third base? Can Azokar even play third base? He can't. What are we doing? I did not make that change. What else are you screwing up? Garrett at short. That's right. All right, I'm going to have to check the lineups after that because that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's worrying. That could be why we've been losing so much recently. If we have... Dude, throw... Oh, my God. He got to it so fast, and the runner had already sent home. He decided to take 3 steps before he threw the ball, and he allowed a run scored, and the runner to get to first.
No ball.
That's so frustrating. I did not want him to run at all. Really frustrating.
Ball 1.
All right. Still just 1 run, though. We'll have a runner in scoring position, too.
Ball.
Not like we can't do something here, but...
Ball 2.
I need Cade Smith to get a strike. There we go.
Hey. 2 balls. 2 strikes.
Okay.
Ball.
Good take.
Full count.
I mean, it's got to be the fastball, right? Low and inside. We got the pop-up. All right. Now we just got to hit. We will see Yuki Matsui. Isn't he a starter? No. Thought he was a starter. All right. 99 hit per 9. That sucks. That's going to be tough to hit against. I mean, that one sent very high, very deep, at the track, at the wall, caught. Roman Anthony almost walked it off on the second pitch of the AB. That would have been massive. But it was not to be. We still advanced the runner.
1-0.
Stone Garrett, sacrifice fly or a single. They take the play at home plate, and they blow it too. You love to see it. So both teams do the exact same thing. It's a chopper to short. Both teams blow the play at home. And it's a tie ball game. 1 out, 1 on. And we still have an opportunity to take this one.
Ball.
Which reminds me,
1 ball.
Cade Smith would be in his 3rd inning of work. So we are going to start warming up some arms.
2 strikes.
Okay. Putting together a good at-bat.
Ball. Full count.
I would take a walk.
That's a ball.
And we got one. Tried to go front door cutter. He just missed. Now we got Ollie. Having a good day. 2 for 5. A double, a single, a run. Hitting 288 on the season. But does struggle versus lefties.
Ball.
Let's see what he can do against Matsui. That one up the middle. And it doesn't get caught. Runner coming home. It's a walk-off. Oliver with a single back up the middle. And we walk it off in extras here in front of the home fans. It wasn't the hardest hit ball, but it was hit just well enough. I think that's our second walk-off win of the stream. Kate Smith comes in and shuts the door. Casas with a home run. And let's check up that lineup. Third base. Yeah. Why in the world was Azukar playing third? That is wild. That is absolutely insane stuff right there. I don't get it. But glad to know I wasn't the one screwing up the lineups. All right. We did lose our division lead. The Twins have now taken over. We're a game behind. All right. So we end up taking 2 of 3. We got an injury in Double-A, a torn calf for Jacob Amaya. He's out for 2 to 3 months. So he'll go on the 60-day. Let's go down to Double-A. He was DHing. Looks like Desmond Leonard's going to get the honors here. And we still have plenty of roster spots down at Double-A. They have 5 starters, 5 relievers, and a closer. Are there no position players we can put out there? Only 1 catcher. And Sussex is sucking. Only hitting 207. Could be he's tired. Maybe we need to go out. Probably need to sign some sort of free agent at catcher. Looking for anyone that's not 35 plus that might have. Hold on. Michael Copeland. His defense sucks. But the dude can hit. Do you want to be on the White Sox? Perfect. In that case, he will DH. There we go. We still have 3 spots at Double-A. And then I guess he can take over for Sussex at times. His defense is miserable. We just have like no position players at single A except for Augustin Soto, who I would rather just keep him at single A. And that's it. So, okay. Anyway, back to the majors. Going to go out here and play Milwaukee on the road. Got another moment here. It is tie ball game in the 10th. Bases loaded Only one out. And we got big, bad Jazz Chisholm at the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. I'm assuming that means at this point in the game, he must have had a bunch of walks against Felix Bautista, the flamethrower.
Nope, that's inside.
Jazz only hitting 176 with runners in scoring position is something I wish were better. Tough call for Bautista there. As I say, that one did not fall in the zone.
Last ball 3.
And I think we're auto-taking for the next 2 pitches. If we can get a bad call and just get a free run, we'll take it. Oh, wow. If anything, that could have been ball 4. But we don't get the call. And now full count. That's going to be a double play. I don't know. Jazz runs pretty well, but he can't leg it out. Jazz. I know Bautista, he's a great pitcher, but that's just literally the only thing that we did not need right there. Mike Trout is hitting 183. 181. Wowzers. And only 3 home runs. Maybe he was injured. What's our bullpen like? Depleted as all hell.
Oh, 2 is the count. Ball.
Got him. Mike Trout, time to hang up the cleats, buddy. You've been at it too long. Oh, no. Well, it's not a home run, but it does enough. Byron Buxton is apparently an Angel now. That's a tough one. We had every opportunity to win there. Jazz just inning double play in the 10th with bases loaded. Just cannot happen. The Angels steal one. Jose Franco, strained bicep. We can keep him active. And we win 2, we lose 2. We got scouting. And this is what I was talking about. Elliott Hyde. You know, potential and overall match. He can, at 19 years old, the dude can hit. The defense is there. His overall is probably 70-something, 80-something. But if that potential is lower, he just automatically regresses. It would be a risk. It would be a risk. So just probably not what we're going to go with. Like Johnny Billiard probably has not like high 90 potential, but that overall is going to be like 30. Not worth. Same here. Now Theodore Park though, 23 years old. The overall is not going to be high, but we know that potential is going to be pretty high. down the board, that could be a steal. So we're going to look him up. Kenny Taylor looks fantastic. What other closers do we have available? I mean, all these guys are amazing. We probably don't even have to scout them. And in fact, I probably won't unless there's a guy that's just like outrageously good. But yeah, I think it's probably a waste. Instead, I'd rather get out here to some of these starters, like Rufus Jordan. Oh, I'm looking for a discovered prospect. Here we go. Maybe Andreas Santiago. Could be really good. We have him at 43. The walk per nine is really high. That kind of fits what we typically go with. Let's give him a look. We're still just discovering a ton of pitchers. So we're still locked in. Go right field. This guy's just not ranked because of his defense. His defense is miserable. But could just take him for the potential. Another moment. Byron Buxton on second. Dylan Dingler, what a name. We're up one. Cade Smith has got to close it out. That's what he's there to do. Okay.
Ball! That pitch is out.
And he got it. It's going to be a double, a blown save. Oh, maybe not. I thought we were down. I thought it was a tie ball game. My bad. My bad. Now it's a tie ball game.
Hey! One ball, two strikes.
It's a blooper, but Jazz has it. One of the rare, great, like better defensive plays that we've seen from Jazz. I do want to start wrapping this up with a full game, so we'll return to simulation. I'm so confused. All right. So I saw we scored 3 in the 10th, and so I was like, how did we lose? Well, the Angels turned around and scored 4. That's not good. That's not good. The Angels are not a good team. Well, maybe they're not as bad as we thought. The 35 and 36 were 36 and 36 now after getting swept by them. All right, so now against Milwaukee, who do we want to pitch with? Thorpe, Eder, or Schultz? You know, honestly, like the last outing we had with Eder wasn't great, but he's been kind of nasty. Had a bit of a bad stretch there versus the Rangers in Toronto. Outside of that, he's been really good. Noah Schultz, maybe not as much. 5 ERA, 6, like 5.5, close to 6, a 19 ERA and 2 1/3 and got pulled. Let's lock in with Noah Schultz and see how he does. Hagen Smith, though, he got the call up and he's looking really good so far. Only 3 2/3, right? But looking good so far in limited work. All right, we got a chance to take this series after getting swept from LA. This would be big for us. The Brewers are very good. They're 47-27. This will be the last game of the stream. And Stone just doesn't have it. I think we're going to move him down the lineup. Put him down to 6th. So there, I mean, we're pretty deep into the season. He's only hitting 218. He could be a trade candidate. Like, obviously, coming off a World Series win, we're still up, near the top of the division. Like, just such a competitive division. I imagine we're going to be buyers at the trade deadline. If he can't, he's on the last year of his deal. Would like to keep him, but we might have to go a different direction. And let's see if we can take this series versus a really good Milwaukee Brewers team in Milwaukee. Facing off against Shane McClanahan, 89 1/3 with a winning record of 6-4. That whip is nasty, 105. He does not allow walks. He does not allow a lot of hits. Could be a difficult guy to get at. But he got shelled in his last outing. Only pitched 1 1/3 and gave up 5. So we'll see. Glad to see Ruiz is turning it around in a big way. Was hitting in the low 200s, now up to 243. I saw, not too long ago, I saw a game, is one of the ones we did in the late inning games, where he was like 4 for 5 or something like that. He's definitely not like a guy that has played at an elite level and probably never will. But from where we were, and a guy that stuck around in this organization, I think he's been good. He's been a quality starter, and I'm happy he's on the team. He was a pretty good steal, I'm going to say that, for someone that was a bench player.
No, that missed.
He had one fantastic year with the A's, and they moved away from him after he kind of protested the move away from Oakland. Joke flies out. And, we recognize that. One team's trash is another team's treasure. And I'm really happy with him. All right, Casas. Haven't got to see Casas much because he was injured for,
That's a ball.
I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks, something like that. This one hit pretty high and pretty deep out into left.
That's ball.
Not caught, which is nice, but also not fair. Gave that one a good ride, though.
Ball.
not particularly proficient against lefties. And to be fair, probably not playing at a level that we're paying him, but he's still pretty young, right? Yeah, he's 29. Still crushes righties. And maybe he heard me talking smack because he beats one right back up the middle on a hanging curveball. And right down the middle. Would like to see him elevate that, but we'll take a single. The Jazz had a breakout year last year, played really well in the playoffs, was looking to kind of continue that upward momentum into this season, but
1-1.
has played a little bit below what he was last year.
2-1.
Broken bat, popped up, not caught, but can't run it out. Get a hit. Leave Casas stranded. And now let's see what the giant-ass lefty can do. Noah Schultz, that whip, not great. But our 6'9" giant lefty, let's see what he can do against this lineup. First opponent is Bryce Terrain. So we got the lefty-lefty matchup. He takes
No balls, 2 strikes.
back-to-back fastballs away.
That's an F.
Villar with a great glove at third. Makes the play.
Yeah!
Who is Joseph Ortiz? Drafted in 2019. Not great versus lefties, but he looks really good. Gets a piece of that changeup. And Villar again.
Up.
He doesn't have a huge arm like maybe you would want from someone at third, but his glove is undeniable.
Hee-haw!
Won a gold glove his rookie season at first. We worked with him this offseason and added a third base to his repertoire. And he's been playing well over there. Josh Naylor gets on with a hard hit single out to left. Ooh, Churio almost got that one. Really close play at first. Luckily, Garrett Hampson, excellent defense, made the throw in time. And speaking of Villar, having a nice season. He still has a long way to go till he hits his ceiling. Speaking of hitting something, Villar just got hit. Giving the ice to McClanahan. Villar still has a long way to go till he hits his ceiling, which is really exciting because if he's hitting 270 now, on pace to hit close to 20 home runs, he didn't go around.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's a good sign of things to come.
Low ball.
But Stone's got to show us something. He's on the last year of his contract. He was great last year, but just hasn't really done anything this year. I mean, I know it's fastball at 100, but we timed it up. You're supposed to be our dominant lefty threat. About the only person in our lineup that is truly dominant versus lefties in both contact and power. And he's not doing the thing that we have him on the team to do. Please land. It won't. But Roman Anthony, he's still very young. He was part of that big trade piece. We moved 2 starters and one of our best prospects to get him. We knew he was going to be great defensively. That was never an issue, and he has been good defensively. But we really need the offense to pick up. Like, in a big way. Ruiz on the run. And a nonchalant snag.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
And with Noah Schultz, oh, Casas.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty simple. He doesn't have a ton of velo. Jazz, damn it. Like, we got rid of Renifo, and I was like, Jazz gets to play his primary position. He's great defensively. Between him and Hampson, like, nothing's going to get through those holes, and I feel like everything gets past Jazz. The problem is I just don't really have any other place to put him. We don't need him in the outfield. Although, I guess we could, but I need him to play second. And unfortunately, he's just not doing a particularly good job of it. All right, Noah Schultz. Ryan Jeffers getting a piece of everything. Staying alive. Count is 1 and 2. Another foul ball. And reaches out. Pokes the two-seamer. Villar again with the action at the hot corner. Makes another good defensive play. And we are on to the third. Hanging curveball. Maybe we ripped that one. I don't know. Apparently not the fastball. We're early on 97. And now down 0 and 2.
1 and 2.
Slider on the inside part of the plate. Pulled hard, hit hard, but foul. And another plunk.
Take your base.
McClanahan has an issue with our south siders. That is the second hit batter of the game. And Ruiz crushes this one. If it's fair, it's gone. It's fair. 436 for Ruiz. We were gassing him up in his first at-bat. That thing was absolutely plastered. 107 off the bat. And that thing was, oh my God, that is what the kids call a piss missile. That is a dinger, a bomb, a blast. Ladies and gentlemen, pack your bags. Next stop, Pound Town.
No, ball.
And we have a 2-0 lead. Let's see if Corey Jols can continue the action. He's great versus lefties as well.
Heck one. Hit.
Okay. This one hit hard, but just kind of skies, hangs up there, falls short of the track. And on to Tristan Casas. Got a single in his last at-bat, was left on base.
Ball. Ball. Outside.
And looks at back-to-back balls from McClanahan.
Yeehaw.
It's all right. Ooh. That one looked like it was headed for his dome. Expecting a challenge pitch here. And we got that inside fastball we were looking for. Hit very hard and very deep. But just not quite hard enough. Dies at the track. Could have taken that one, but we were looking for an inside fastball. We got one.
It's 0-1.
Good timing on a changeup. Left up. Jazz can't get a piece.
That's a ball.
That bottom part of the zone is the cold zone for him. And we see he often does miss on pitches down there. So we try to get to those high fastballs if we can. That one lined out to center. Good boy. Yeah. We hit a dinger. We hit a dinger. He's a good boy. All right. Estuary Ruiz puts us on the board. And again, Villar at the hot corner continues to get the action. At this rate, I'm just going to go throw fastballs low and away the entire game and just let him get all the outs.
Yeehaw. 1-1.
Of course, lefty. You got to go slider away.
Ball. 2-1. Nope. Ball.
Terrain spits on it, though. Now we really need a strike. We'll go fastball.
Hey.
And now what is the put away pitch here? It is not a two-seamer. Holy shit. Bryce Terrain blasts one. 400 feet. Center field. 10th of the year. Not ideal. I thought two-seamer in on the hands. It just leaked out over the plate too much. And Terrain did not miss. I mean, coming against a team that's like 40-something and 20-something, I didn't expect to go take them scoreless, but gotta try and limit the home runs at the very least.
Yeah. 1-2's the count.
Punch out would be a good bounce back, and we got one. Ortiz goes down. Check swing, they say he went around. First K of the day for Schultz. Not really a part of his repertoire.
Ball.
More of a pitch to contact guy.
That's a ball.
And struggling to find the zone.
2 balls, no strikes.
Lefties don't want to go after that slider away.
2-1.
But we got one there. Milwaukee gets one back on us. Little bop. And just no doubter. All right. Back up with Villar. He's had a ton of work defensively today.
Ball. 1-0.
A little early on 99.
That missed. That's a ball.
Tough call for McClanahan. That was an absolute dot. Didn't get the call. Hanging changeup. We can't do anything with it. Of all the things I would like to see from Villar, power is definitely top of my list. Defense is solid. He's hitting for good average. And right on cue, this one driven high and deep out into left. And that one's gone! Just barely eked out over that left field wall, but 99 off the bat. And driven hard, just hard enough, as our second home run of the game for a team that does not hit many of them. And we're looking for our young pro. Has started in his first year after the draft. And putting together a really nice season.
Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Stone gets a piece. That's a second changeup that's just hung up there. We can't sit back long enough.
That's a ball. 2-2. That's a ball.
All right, works himself into a full count, putting together a nice at-bat. 6th pitch incoming. And another changeup left up. We try to sit back on it, and we're too late. Unfortunate. Kyle Teal gets all one, but a great play from the first baseman. Diving effort, makes the snag, and the flip to first. Let's check out this defensive gem. Certainly saved a double, maybe even a triple. And that is 2 away with Roman Anthony up.
Hee-haw.
Another guy we really want to step up. OPS under 600. And it's a swinging bunt. McClanahan gathers it. Makes the throw to first. But Villar gets one back. We maintain our 2-run lead off of 3 hits. Jackson Churio up now.
Nope. Ball. Wood.
Churio wants to go fishing out of the zone. Get a slider. Villar with the play. He has just been all over the field, but this is why we have Roman Anthony. Not many center fielders are making that play. He's kind of like a younger PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, if you are unfamiliar, for the Cubs. Not the most lethal bat, but the defense is out of this world, and that's kind of what we have there. And I like having him and Ruiz left and center. It's a great combination. They both have a ton of speed and defensive capabilities. Hampson gets a fastball down the middle. Rips at the first pitch. It's popped up. Caught at short. Good timing. Ruiz, who hit the blast in his last at-bat,
That missed. That's a ball.
and gave us our first runs and our lead. And Milwaukee's got JoJo Romero and one other up in the pen.
No, that's out.
Ruiz slowly getting that power up. When we first got him, I think he only had like 30-something power, 40-something power.
He's out.
So those have progressed quite a bit. And we saw that on display in his last at-bat. But unfortunately not there as he grounds out to second. Jolts with a comebacker to McClanahan.
He's going.
He's able to glove it. Good defense from the pitcher there, flashing the leather. And we're back up. Schultz, 47 pitches to start the 5th inning. Has been pretty good.
1-1.
Brewers have gotten plenty of contact against him, but not many hits. Just the one home run to speak of. Trying to get that fastball up. That one finally gets out of the zone, but not exactly a competitive pitch. Get the pop up on the two-seamer, though. Teal, no problem there.
No, that's inside.
And O'Neal Cruz. I did not notice this before. O'Neal Cruz is now with the Brewers. Not having a great year and really just never took off. You know, I think we think of him now as a superstar, but in the game, he just never really did anything. He gets the Schultz, though. It's going to be a 2-out single for O'Neal Cruz. Now we know he's got speed, and Kyle Teal can't glove it. I don't know why. Like, that's not that far out of the zone. Kyle Teal's blocking rating is very good. But for some reason, I see a lot of pass balls. So I don't know. I think that's weird. He even has like the gold chevron rating. When you see him, the defense is solid. But for some reason,
That missed. That's a ball.
we just see a lot of pass balls. On to another lefty. McClanahan's out. JoJo Romero in.
No, that's down. Ball.
Very good lefty. But starts off Tristan Casas 2-0.
Ball.
And now 3-0. I think we're auto-taking here. We're going to make him throw 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe should have pulled the trigger on that one. Fastball right down the middle.
Run. Count is full.
All right, we made him throw 2 strikes. Let's see if he can get a third across the plate. We are ready to swing.
That's in.
And he misses. It's a 6-pitch walk, and Casas never swung once. What can Jazz do now? 0 for 2 on the day. Gives a sinker up and in.
Here.
It's a slider left up. Good timing, swung right through it. Jazz.
1-1.
I feel like in this game,
2-1.
pitches high, like, obviously I know if you use zone hitting, those are prime home run material, but in just timing-based hitting. I feel like our hitters very rarely connect for any sort of power on pitches up in the zone. Find that odd. Damn. Big slider from Romero. Gets Jazz flailing. And Villar. Average is now up to 281. He has 1 home run in this game. 3rd on the team in total home runs now. Does he have any quirks? He does not. He has the potential to be a superstar. We're just looking for that big, like, superstar year. They're going to go for 2, and they are going to get it. That is some excellent defense from the Milwaukee Brewers there to turn 2. A very difficult snag at second. Turns around, off his back foot, gets the throw to second, on to first. And it's an ending double play.
That's the ball. 1-0. High one. Ah. 1-2.
There's some defense from Jazz.
He's out.
And it's just been a lot of soft contact for this Milwaukee Brewers offense. Minus, of course, the home run.
Cut.
But other than that, Noah Schultz has been great. He's been efficient. Obviously would love some more strikeouts, but that's just not part of his game.
Outside.
Josh Naylor works a very patient at bat, but then grounds out to Casas. 2 up, 2 down for Schultz
No,
at
that's it.
69 pitches. Nice.
1 ball, no strikes. Hit run. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Villar again. Another put out for him. Schultz looking good. The question is, do we go to the pin now? He has been so good. I would be a little hesitant to take him out. But we'll see. We'll get a lefty and a righty up. Yeah, Xavier Curry's going to have to go down, I think. 7.57 ERA. Had a really good year for us last year, but just doesn't have it this year. I think we are going to give Noah Schultz the 7th, and we'll see how he plays. Now facing off against another lefty, Brian Hudson. And Stone Garrett is back on track. Maybe heard some chatter about being traded away at the deadline. Has had a really down year, especially compared to last year. And that is a first pitch blast out to left field. A no-doubter for Stone. Hopefully that gives him some momentum heading into the last bit of the first half of the season. I'm sure he's frustrated with his play. We're frustrated with his play as well. But an absolute blast. A nuke to left. That's the second one we've seen today from this offense. In that spot. 3 home runs total. And that's a great sign. Because we identified at the very start of the stream or episode, if you're watching this after we're live, is our power is just been non-existent. We are in the bottom third of the league in home runs. We have not necessarily improved on that, but today, a 3 home run day for the team. Hopefully, this is going to give us some momentum
1-2.
heading into the All-Star break, and maybe our offense starts to pick up. Casas is back from injury. I feel like that's been good. And Kyle Teal put some wood into this one, high and deep and gone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pack your bags. Next stop, Pound Town. Kyle Teal with his 7th home run of the season, our 4th team home run of the game. And we extend our lead over the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe putting the rest of the league on notice that the White Sox are coming, and we're looking to get back to the World Series.
1-0.
Much better results than our first game that we played. Where we lost to the Pirates against Paul Skeens. And they're going to yank another pitcher. We are going to see our 4th pitcher of the game. Hudson's out. Let's see who's coming in next. Declan Cronin. Not having the best season. Only 15 innings and an ERA of 6. Limits home runs. Has a slider, a sinker, a 4-seamer, and a sweeper. That was one we probably could have done some damage with, but out in front of 82. Good front door slider there. Falls in front of the inside part of the plate against Garrett Hampson. And the sweeper away gets them flailing. That is some good pitching from Declan Cronin, who has struggled this year. But we'll have to battle Esteury Ruiz, who hit an absolute nuke in his first at-bat. If that third deck wasn't covered, it would have been in the seats. And this one hit high and deep out into right field at the track and caught. But Ruiz with some uncharacteristic power today. But that is a scoreless 7th for our White Sox. Noah Schultz has been excellent. 6 innings so far. Only 1 strikeout, but 1 earned run on 4 hits. The 1 earned was on a solo shot. And we get a 1 pitch out to start the bottom of the 7th. This will certainly be his last inning of work. But the giant lefty has done everything we've asked of him and more against a really talented Milwaukee's Brewer lineup. We're going to try and sneak in a front door slider here. And Casas with a good defensive effort. Reaching out and snagging that one on a line. Not known for his defense, but flashes the leather there. Good stuff. Hopefully the last batter here, it's going to be Ben Rice and Casas again. Between Casas and Villar at first and third, our defense has been incredible. Milwaukee making all kinds of contact, and that was a super quick out. I would almost be willing up 4 to try and save our bullpen a little bit and give Schultz the 8th. Wow, that's a home run ball if I've ever seen it. But we're late on 89. just early. Could have made contact, but Jolk's just not very proficient versus righties. But with a 4-run lead, we want to give him the opportunity to prove himself. He's shown he can be an everyday starter, and this one I think is going to prove it as well. It's an opposite field double for Jolks. Off the wall. Thought about third, took a big turn, but stopped. And that's why sometimes you just got to give guys opportunities to make plays, and sometimes they surprise you. I mean, we know we're not facing the most talented pitcher here. He limits home runs. But from his ratings, that's about all we saw. Costas, though, with 95 power. And he sends this one high and deep out to right. At the track, at the wall, caught. Jolks will head to third easily. Only 93 off the bat, and that thing was flying through the air. You got to think maybe just a couple miles an hour harder off the bat, and that's a home run. And another home run threat. Jazz Chisholm flailing at the high fastball. This is something Jazz has to improve on. Only hitting 176 with runners in scoring position. And it doesn't have to be a home run. Sacrifice fly or a single would score the runner at third. How many years are left on his contract? Yeah, he still has 5 years with us. So he still has some room to grow. But he's supposed to be our superstar. And he got a piece of this one. But it is caught. The runner will advance home. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Jazz. He did his job. Back-to-back booming hits out to right field. And now let's see what Villar can do as we extended our lead. 6-1. This one shot out to the gap and right. And it will not fall. O'Neal Cruz is just too fast. That is 4 really well hit balls. We get 1 run off of it. 6 runs off of 6 hits for this offense. And Noah Schultz at 80 pitches. As we head into the 8th. And he's got a stand-up double from Ryan Jeffers. So he is on a very short leash now. Let's see if we can get Cruz to chase the fastball away. He uncharacteristically patient at bat for Cruz. There he goes down. Only the second strikeout for Ruiz. Or, sorry, for Schultz.
Heck what? 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2.
But I think Schultz actually has the outlier. No, he does not.
1 and 2's the count.
I thought he had the outlier that allows him to
2 and 2.
keep his breaking pitches with a lot of spin even when he's tired. But starting to labor a little bit. Running out of gas. We can get 1 more out. We do. Ortiz, what's your clutch rating? 75 clutch. I think we are going to go to the pin now. And I think this is a really good moment to see Hagen Smith. We player locked with him as he is one of our, or was one of our top prospects. We were so impressed with his body of work that we decided to bring him up to the majors immediately after playing with him. He was that good. Of course, that was against AAA or bats. So far through just 3 2/3, has a 2.45 ERA, which is obviously very good. It has good strikeout stuff.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Which is something the rest of our pitching staff doesn't really have. Ortiz gets a big piece, but it's a 2-pitch out. We're back up to bat, and I think we're going to let Hagen Smith. It was great to see. Why do they have Sir Anthony Dominguez in? I'm assuming he's their closer, but I guess not. Down 5. He's in the game. Stone sends a chopper. Fielded cleanly at short. And that's more of what we're accustomed to see from Stone this season. Just really hasn't had the offensive output that he did last year. Good timing on that one. Just can't put it in play. See what Kyle Teal can do. And that one high and deep. Carrying to the track, to the wall. Caught. That is the 4th batter. No, the 3rd batter out of 4 that have hit a ball to that exact same spot. They have all died short of the track, and I think all 3 have been caught by O'Neal Cruz. Roman Anthony, barely hitting above 200. Show me something, buddy. We traded a lot away to get you. And again, a defense, great. But we're going to need more offensive output.
1 and 2.
He's not a rookie, but he is still incredibly young. So he has a long way to go as he gets an opposite base knock. There we go. If he finishes the season hitting like 220, 230, I think I would be really happy with that at this stage in his career. But we gave up 2 starters and one of our top draft prospects, and frankly one of the best draft prospects in MLB to get him. We had to give up a lot, but we're looking for like our outfielder of the future and trying to build some depth there. That's really where we're lacking. And after winning 1 World Series, we're not, we're looking to start to build that bench, that depth that's going to carry us into the future. And we're looking for him to be a guy that's going to be a focal point of our team for the years to come.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Good timing from Garrett Hampson. Fastball down the middle up. Can't get a piece. That one driven out into center field, but once again, O'Neal Cruz and his speed and range make the play. And now we're going to get to see the rookie again, Hagen Smith.
Oh and 1.
He had so much swing and miss. And we got to see, obviously, if that translates to the majors.
Nope, ball.
But we'll see what happens. I think the only other area that we really need is I would like to get one or two starting pitchers that have that. Wow. Brian De La Cruz, absolute blasted. Let's see if they send the runner home. They won't. All right, Hagen Smith, 2 on, 1 out. We can still get out of this one. The front door slider was really good for us when we player locked with him in the minors, as well as the splitter. Seems like the Brewers are all over that fastball. So we might have to pitch him backwards a little bit.
No, that's down. Ball. No, that's in.
Can't find a spot. Looking at a first walk. Got us in the heat. And we get a lazy fly ball. Ruiz under it. This will likely score a run. Good relay throw. Only 20 speed, but he still manages to leg it out.
That missed. That's a ball.
The slider has a ton of movement. It's one of his better pitches. But against big league eyes, will it be as effective?
Ball. 3-0. That's high. Ball 4.
That's a 4-pitch walk. So a little worried now. You know,
That's a ball.
this is not who we saw in AAA. Now, you know, some guys,
1-1.
maybe they just need a little bit more experience under their belt to settle in.
Ball.
Also, some of these pitches are incredibly close and we're just not getting the calls. Getting squeezed a little bit,
Back 2.
but a punchy here would be a great way to end it.
No, that missed. That's a ball. Full count.
Front door slider. Barreled, but Roman Anthony, I think, is going to grab this one. He does. All right, so not the best outing from Hagen Smith, as he's getting some work out of the pen to get him acclimated to the major league level. But he only gives up one. We'll see. We will see. We win 6-2 against a really good Milwaukee Brewers team. We showed up with a lot of power today, which is something the team desperately needs. Now, you can't live and die off the long ball, but it's got to be a part of your game if you expect to be successful. Ruiz 1 for 4 with a homer. Villar 1 for 3 with a home run. Teal 1 for 4 with a home run. And Stone Garrett 1 for 4 with a home run. Player of the game and accumulating a win on his line is Noah Schultz. He goes 7 2/3 with 5 hits, 3 Ks, and only 1 earned run. That was just a good game. Good pitching, good defense, good hitting. That's what we need. All right. I'll go ahead and simulate the rest of the month, and then next stream we will do the 2029 MLB draft and all those good things. AA injury, Jaime Rodriguez out for 2 to 3 months, so he will go to the 60-day. And I think we're going to have to bring up a pitcher from Single A, Greg Marks. 19 years old, 66 overall. He is not ready for even the minors, I don't think. Neither is Eric Bergeron. Do we have a reliever with some stamina? Andrew Delquist. Okay. So, I think Adrian Santo, 72 overall, at 29 years old. We're going to send him to AA. And what we're going to do... Oh, it just automatically put him in there. Okay. Sam Roberts will now act as a starter. Santo will... Oh my God. Mason Adams is crushing it. 16 saves, only one blown save. 0.75 ERA, 0.96 whip. Unbelievable. Get some of these bums out of there. All right. Well, the back end of our bullpen's probably going to be elite. The rest of these guys, maybe not so much, but we'll see. All right. So that solves our pitching problem in Double-A. Oh, we're facing a sweep versus Pittsburgh after winning a series against one of the better teams in the league. It's unfortunate. All right. Theodore Park. Why are you not ranked? He has like almost guaranteed A potential. 23 years old. He's going to be like a 55 overall. The defense isn't great. That's probably what it is. But like down the board, I would take him in a heartbeat. We finally ran out of international pitchers to see. So let's go to the Central region. Still looking for some outfielders. Let's go back to left field. Any guys out here with just really high potential that maybe show some promise? Brad Gold. Sure. We'll take a look at you. A discovered pitcher on Andreas Santiago from Mexico. Looks pretty good. I think we'll scout him one more week, get him to 100%. And carry on. Yikes. That is a tough 2 weeks. We only win 2 out of 6. And then so far I've only won 1 out of 5. Now on to Kansas City, where we have so far split the series. We're 40 and 44. We are now 3rd in the division. What is happening? John Means is ice cold and is getting shelled. Wow. That is quite the fall off from where he was. He is regressing heavily. I would be really, really reluctant to move him in any sort of capacity because he's been so good for the last 3 years, especially last year. But he has just fallen off a cliff. Iriarte stabilizing. Hagen Smith is stabilizing. Xavier Curry's now up to 35 innings and is just getting absolutely wrecked. We're going to have to make a change there. He's going to go down to AAA. And Marcelo Mesa, he has terrible clutch rating, which is not something you want to see out of a reliever. But he is absolutely dealing right now. So we're going to add him to the 40-man, and we're going to bring him up. See how he does. 26 years old. We drafted him 3 years ago in round 6. Let's see what you got, kid. He's got 42 stamina. So he could be a long reliever, but we got three rookies in the pen. Doesn't give you a ton of confidence. The lineup's ice cold. Jazz, contact versus lefties is really nice because that's a weak part of his game, but power versus righties going down, which is supposed to be the strength of his game. Not looking great. Okay. Just got to fight through it. All right. Brad Gold. We still have him at 50. The potential just absolutely tanked. But I mean, it looks like he can hit. So we'll see where that potential falls. We'll scout him one more week. Andreas Santiago looks sensational. Hopefully we get that high B potential and like a 70 overall. That would be great. He might be our first pick. Let's see what other discovered prospects we have that might be a steal. Isaac Jones doesn't look too bad. Okay, keep that in mind. But really want to scout not Tashner. That hit per 9 is not good enough. Just looking for some of these discovered prospects that might, because oftentimes with pitchers, you find some gems. Like Antoine Gunn. The potential to overall match, which is not good, but hit per 9 is currently an 80 or above. Can't strike anyone out, but doesn't walk anyone. Has velo, has break. Cutter, changeup, slider, sweeper. I'll give him a look. I usually don't like these kind of guys where the potential in the overall match. But as we've seen with like someone like John Means, you don't need to be like a 95 overall to get great output from a pitcher. So we'll see. We will see. Finalize that. Finish there. All right. We're on to July. We will do the draft, All-Star break, all that good stuff in the next episode. We had a nice long one today. I had a ton of fun. We had some great games. Almost hit the 4-hour mark. Would like to see the team doing better, but we'll have the trade deadline. I imagine we're going to move some people just because like we're in the hunt. We're in the hunt. Where are we at in terms of the AL wild card? We're in it. We're only 3.5 games back. That's nothing. We came back from 6 games back to even get in the playoffs in the first place. So 3.5 games is nothing. We've got to beat the Royals every single time we play them. All right. That'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Let me know in a comment how pretty my bald head is. And I will see you guys in the next one.